Everyone's heard of Dracula's castle. But what if I told you there's a castle in Romania with even darker legends, real ghost sightings, and a bloodier past? Welcome to Corvin Castle, where history refuses to stay buried. There are many different castles in Transylvania. However, one of the most famous is Corvin Castle, also known as the Hunyadi Castle. But why is it so well known? Well, let's take a look back in time for some history. It was originally built between 1446 and 1467 by the Corvins family. They were once a powerful family in Romania, with Ancu de Corvin being Prince of Transylvania. The castle acted as their home for many years. However, it would later be taken over by another noble family, the Hunyadi. Vlad the Impaler's grandfather, John Hunyadi, took over the estate in 1456. Although his son Matthias Corvinus would become king of Hungary, despite changing hands. The castle remained in noble ownership until 1848, when Baron Samuel von Brukenthal took ownership of it. However, in 1923, it was sold to the state and then opened to the public as a museum. This meant that tourists could go in and see how the nobles lived hundreds of years ago. But this place wasn't just used as a home, it was also used as a prison. Between World War I and II, political prisoners were held here, with some sources saying that over 8,000 people died within its walls. As you can imagine, this has made it one of the most haunted places in the country. But what makes it more haunted than Dracula's castle? Well, let's continue exploring. The castle itself is absolutely stunning and features high ceilings with large oak carvings throughout. There are many different rooms to explore, including a weapons room. Here, you can see all of the weaponry from the different eras, including swords, maces, helmets, and shields. But make sure not to touch any of them because they haven't been cleaned in decades and may contain diseases. It may also be worth keeping your distance from the suit of armor. If you venture into the next room, you'll notice it almost looks like a library. However, these are actually all fake books. This is because in the past, the owners wanted to make the place look lavish. So they bought fake books that were hollow and filled with lead to make them appear heavy. And if you go through the archway, you can head into the throne room. Here you can see some old furniture, including a chair that belonged to the king. Although it must have been a very lonely place to sit and rule. You're surrounded by dark suits of armor, creepy dolls, and a huge fireplace. And if we head back out, we can go down the hallway. And here, you'll see a clock tower. Even though it hasn't chimed for centuries, the locals say that sometimes at night you can hear its bells ringing. Many believe that this means a ghost is trying to tell us something. But we still have many more rooms to explore. If we go through this door, we can see a banquet table set up as if they're about to serve dinner. But make sure to watch your step because it is said that the ghosts like to play tricks on visitors. Also, be careful if you're walking around in the shadows. Some people have claimed to see ghostly figures standing in the corner watching them. And if you go further into the castle, you can see an old fireplace and a portrait above it. It's said that sometimes the figure seems to move. So if you go up to it, perhaps you'll get lucky and see it for yourself. But don't spend too long here, because if you do, you may never get out. That's right. It's said that if you enter the castle after sunset, you won't be able to leave. It's best to stay away from these areas after dark, because that's when the ghosts come out to play. Visitors report hearing footsteps in empty halls, whispering voices, and strange cold spots. Staff have shared stories of flickering lights, vanishing shadows, and even sighting of a woman in white near the chapel. But if you don't mind spending the night here, you can head up the stairs to the top floor. There are many different rooms to explore, including one where it's said that a woman dressed in white was seen walking through. It's believed she died in childbirth, and her spirit is now haunting the halls. And if you continue walking down the hall, you'll see a door with blood-colored paint. Be very careful if you open this door, because it's said that once you do, the ghost of a little girl will run past you. She's believed to be the daughter of King Matthias Corvin, and it's said that she died after falling off the stairs. But this isn't the only apparition that you need to watch out for, because sometimes the ghost of the king himself can be seen walking around the top floor. He sadly passed away in 1490, but he doesn't seem to have found peace yet. It's also said that you can see the ghost of a jester dressed in medieval clothing. He was believed to be very close friends with the king, and they would often joke around together. But one day the king got a bit too drunk and fell down the stairs. The jester tried to catch him, but he ended up dying in the fall. So if you see a jester dressed in motley, be careful if you approach him, because he's known to attack people who he feels are disrespecting the king. And if we head outside, we can explore the beautiful gardens. It's a great place to relax during the day, but it's best to leave once the sun goes down. It's said that sometimes visitors have seen a ghostly dog running around the grounds. It is believed that it belongs to one of the former owners and has been stuck here ever since. And if you look around, you'll see that there are many statues dotted around the gardens. Most of them look like humans, but one of them is a bit different. It's an owl statue, and it's said that if you rub its beak, you'll have good luck. But did you know there's a secret passageway behind it? If you push the owl, it'll move and reveal a tunnel. However, it's strongly advised not to go down it, because nobody knows where it leads. Many believe it could lead to an underground labyrinth that goes beneath the whole castle. But before we finish, we need to take one last look inside, because there is a secret passageway hidden on this floor. If you walk between these two pillars, you'll see a bookshelf. Simply open it, and you'll find a secret passageway behind it. It's unknown where the passageway leads to, but some believe it connects to other parts of the castle or maybe even a secret exit. After all, this is a castle steeped in history, and who knows what secrets lie beneath these old castle walls? By day, Corvin Castle is breathtaking, but by night, its sharp shadows, rusted chains, and hollow rooms become something else entirely. It is both Romania's most beautiful Gothic structure and its most haunted. Think Dracula's castle is scary? Corvin Castle may just change your mind. If you enjoyed this journey through one of Romania's darkest landmarks, like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Would you spend a night here?